Terry Silver has returned and Miyagi Fang is no more. Sad. I don't know how to make a sad version of the. Does it start lower? Like, It's a reverse. That's like, me am Bizarro Renoa. Me am regular Renoa. What do you sound like? Dog of War reference. Alright, so the first episodes of this season, we moved some puzzle pieces on the board, introducing new characters. Now the chess matches kind of started to proceed. We begin with Season 4, Episode 6, Kicks Get Chicks. The All Valley Board of Directors having a proposal to bring some changes to the tournament, including my man Daryl, our hype announcer from the last All Valley. He's so thin now. Ooh. Still talking about, how about that blue to gold change with the colors? Brought more attendance in. Yeah, so a lot of them like patting themselves on the back and bringing each other changes. And it's like, that's a stupid idea, Don or whatever. Was it Don or Ron? I forget the other guy. But I'm like, yeah, Daryl, let him know. One guy playing the footage of Aisha getting worked over in the tournament saw, really want to send this message of encouraging guys to attack women? So yeah, in this era, it's time to appeal to the woke mob terrorists and change things. Because that's the America we live in now, apparently. But yeah, a whole to-do. The separate boys and girls division with some skills competition, kata, board-breaking weapons display. So, basically down to 3 types of the competition: skills, male, female. Overall winner getting the big W to decide who takes the valley. Dojo with the most wins gets the grand championship. Kind of works against the now split Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang at the moment. Latter of which has no girls, and they struggle a bit this episode, but Cobra Kai couldn't be more pleased. I'm like, yeah, we got Robbie, we got Hurricane Tori, we're pretty much set, and Silver's already sprung for state-of-the-art equipment for the dojo. As life continues to diarrhea dump on Tori, now she's got this bitchy leech of an aunt wants her sister's survivor benefits and is more than ready to get Tori's only little brother that was also in the home before Tori, a former criminal just about to turn 18, can legally keep him in custody. But yeah, Eagle Fang needs to recruit a girl, so they show up, it's like, hey, 10 girls wanted. Johnny, no! He's even got Miguel all oiled up, being like, hey, check him out. You get to meet studs like him at the... One girl's like, I'm asexual. Johnny's reply, yeah, he's asexual too. Oh, there's more than a few LOL moments with Johnny just being like... But yeah, it doesn't go well, and Moon sees this go on. She's like, hey, maybe my ex-girlfriend Piper would be perfect for this. Let me offer you some pointers. So this deal goes off. Apparently she was watching all this going down and be like, ugh. Maybe she's just like, well, you and Dimitri are friends, so I figured, friend of a friend. Like, she probably knows Miguel from school, and just like, oh, okay, yeah. Let me help you and your sensei out. But yeah, after the whole, like I said, the aunt coming in, Tori finally shows up at the Russos in a non-crazy way, asking for help. The principal will allow Tori back into school so long as the LaRussos sign off for it. Amanda says, alright, but you should also take some counseling and not in a karate way. Dimitri finds Hawk not at school, even lampshading the, how do you not have security for the karate war in your house? I know, right? Hawk Dejected realized, I'm not Hawk anymore. I killed my rep, talked a big game, was just an asshole to Moon, to Miguel, Sensei, Lawrence, especially you. I had it coming. I ain't going back to Miyagi-Do, and I'm done with Eagle Fang too. Apparently Johnny, quote, being awoke, as he called, being awake is what that's the quote. According to him, getting the term being woke wrong, tells Piper, we live in a world of alphas, gotta be a man, but you can come to Eagle Fang and smash that old patriarchy way of thinking and be a strong female. Piper asks, what about non-binary and gender fluid? Johnny's all, oh, fluids are super important. Hydrate you. But yeah, apparently this works. Even Miguel's shocked. Like, did you even know half the stuff you said? Johnny's like, does it look like I pee sitting down? Piper's in, but even at the camera shows something out of focus. I know what later happens, and I'm like, oh, right. I know what's going on. But back to Tori and Amanda working the deal. In comes, I guess, from the dealership or wherever, Daniel with Sam. The latter of which is furious about that. You wanted her in jail in the first place before, now you want her back in school? Dad gets to fight his battle. Rival, I gotta be in the same school with mine? The whole rivalry is all you think about. You can't let go, why should I? That whole sort of thing. Like, I totally get where Amanda's coming from. It's like, she doesn't want that again! And do you know I even like training Eagle Fang? Oh! Sort of understandable stuff there. Amanda reveals to Daniel for the first time, it's this not a first date or anti-date story in her own words, how she did time for taking a bat to her math tutor's car with her in it, having an affair with her dad. So she snapped. She got charged, didn't even get to walk her graduation, and even after that, my way of just trying to get my parents to stay together, they divorced anyway. So I was young and angry and nearly wrecked my life. Can't let Tori do the same, so now we're getting some real, why is she doing all of this? Why is she going through all this trouble? Meanwhile, Dimitri trying to talk his binary bro back. You kind of started all this, man. You made me choose karate. And it turned out to be the best thing to happen to me. I got confidence. I got the girl. I know you think that Mohawk defined you, but you're my friend regardless. Daniel shows up to find Robbie at the old convenience store back at the Cobra Kai strip mall. Trying to warn him about Silver. He's going to make you stronger, but he won't stop there. Yeah, Robbie didn't have a Jessica or Miyagi to run to fix what he turned Daniel into. Silver shows up to say, yeah, it's a little unethical to poach another dojo's students. You had your chance with him. Now he's one of us. You should respect that. Daniel calls him a con man who turns people into something they're not. Silver says, what, you're not? Seriously? You're a hothead, Daniel. I just winded you up and stayed out of your way. Must be hard to admit you got that little Cobra Kai still in you. You really enjoyed that taste of power and freedom I gave you. Yeah, Chris may push buttons. Silver's picking up the whole LaRusso console and just rattling it. It's my chair. Just putting all his fingers all over parts on the console you don't want to put a console on. Just wait till season 5. Daniel, he vows to settle on the mat and finish Cobra Kai for good. Like I said, with the box there was a Cobra Kai was handing out we got these state-of-the-art package boxes, kind of like a, how you would get online, you go to a Boxu or something like that, you'd open it up and then it's all this merch and stuff like that of Cobra Kai. That's what was out of focus in the camera when it looked like Piper was going to join Eagle Fang. It's like, hey Piper, come check this out. Their friends did all it together and they post on their phone. And it's like, woo, check out this sweet Cobra Kai merch. But yeah, Miguel's like, she's late, I better check in on Piper. And boom, that's when they see it. Meanwhile, Sam drives all the way to Santa Barbara to talk to Aisha about everything going on. Aisha telling her, Sam, that, my new school, I saw this total all pink. It looked like she was going to bully me to be the new Yasmin. But I struck first. Introduced myself, complimented her. Now she's my best friend. I struck first. My folks may have gotten me away from all the karate stuff, but that doesn't mean I can't still use it. The lessons and the message I got from Sensei Lawrence. Set my own terms. You gotta do the same. While Johnny thinks the situation hopeless, without maybe while Johnny thinks his situation hopeless, Miguel reminds him, hey, I wasn't a champion when I started, and you brought that out in me, which need to find some that untapped potential for the girls. So they go to Bert mentioned earlier on in the episode about, like, I know this girl about the debate team, and he's like, no, what's she gonna do, talk me to death? I need fighters, man. So at the debate, he comes in with, like, a bag of, like, wigs. I'm like, tells Miguel, like, you ever see the movie Ladybugs? This guy that gets no respect, Johnny, no. They're gonna check that shit, man. But yeah, they see the girl there. Bert mentioned debating about the death penalty, which devolves into her berating her opponent and ripping apart his book. I yield my time. And Johnny is sold on another new piece on the chessboard, Devin Lee. Speaking of pieces being put back on the chessboard, Eli's back. Yeah, Dimitri was able to win him over, and it's like, okay, he's in Miyagi-Do now. So now it's not just Miguel that's done all 3 schools. So he's back. Devin's in. Tori's back in school, getting the hushed onlookers now, like Sam before her did. Speaking of Sam, she shows up and tells her, I'm the one in control here. I'm not my parents, not falling for any of your bullshit. You try me, I'm gonna kick your ass a 3rd time. I'm coming for you, bitch. They finna throw down in that tournament, you know it. Season 4, Episode 7, Minefields. Anthony LaRusso trying to talk to Leah. They were neighbors and friends way back when and just kind of fell out a little while. I guess from just not talking for a while. But she takes off and sees after the episode's like, yeah, we should hang out sometime like we used to. She takes off afterwards and says like, oh, hey, Kenny. After his Anthony's cool new enabler friends, it's just like, ooh, decides I'm gonna steal his clothes at the shower. Have him running out in his underwear in public. So yeah, another embarrassing moment for Kenny. Ugh. Johnny and Carmen decide to tell Miguel about them tonight, but Miguel comes in. He's like, oh, okay. It's okay. What's going on? I'm looking for my water bottle. And he's like, oh, it's on my bed. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Daniel finds the Cobra Kai clothes that Kenny had that he took back at... You're using Cobra Kai now? Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff? You alright? I learned it from watching Karate Kid 3. You didn't stick around for the latter half. You kids that ain't your attention... Well, not really half, but... You kids that ain't your attention spans. Sorry, I had to make that. Anthony word for word was like, it's not mine, I'm holding it for... Anthony even doubles down with the bullshit and lies and says, Cobra Kai has been hassling him. So Daniel decides, you know what? You're old enough. I'm gonna teach you how to defend yourself. Kenny, meantime, back at the Cobra Kai dojo, wants to get back at those bullies with the stuff he's learned. Robbie cautions, didn't really work out for me or doing that or your brother. You gotta fight smarter, not harder. As to demonstrate that, Kreese and Silver with a new training. Everyone has a weakness. Exploit it. Silver even hinting, everybody's got weaknesses. Tori's like, not Kreese. Aw. Silver says, oh, yes, he does. Everybody has a weakness. Silver and Kreese, I'll pick a student, you pick a student, go all in. No points. Loser's the first to hit the mat. Loser buys the winner's brewskis. Johnny and Carmen didn't want Miguel to find out this way. He's surprised, but not too surprised. Just a little stunned, but he seems okay. Back to the Miyagi-Do. Bert's did a number on all these Miyagi cars sitting out here, so first lesson for Anthony, soap on, crap off. Piper with the Spike Spiegel, I love the kind of woman that can kick my ass on Tori. Tori's like, nah, no homo. And then I think it's like Kyler and somebody else, some unnamed guy. I didn't even get a good look. So they're like 1-1 apiece for that bet there that they're having. As Devin Lee, the debate girl, gets all eagle-fanged up. Today's lesson is cheating. Cobra Kai's gonna fight dirty. We need you to be ready for anything. And a little awkward again, trying to keep Miguel, like, he's trying to be like, Miguel, you're still kind of, trying to, still keep him out of the rough stuff. Devin impressing Johnny with her 80s movie savvy, doing her homework. Hell yeah, Cynthia Rothrock. Even early on, showing that I don't make the same mistake twice. Proving she's more than movie savvy. Clearly building her up to be Eagle Fang's one and only shot at winning the All Valley girl side. Terry and Kreese come down to Kenny and Robbie, respectively. What's your game here, Silver? What's up? Kreese telling Robbie, stop toying with this kid. As Silver takes Kenny's talking to Silver. He's like, I don't see his weakness. I'm like, of course he does. Everybody has a weakness. Gotta think outside the box a little bit. But, yeah, he learns fast seeing, like, Robbie striking his his little protege, Kenny. And he's like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you so hard. And ba-bam! A little bit of playing possum that second time from Kenny. Silver explains, common belief is you shouldn't care what others think about you, right? Wrong. What your opponent thinking is key. War, business, in a fight. Make them think you're weak, then strike. As Anthony fails the training, hiring some other guy to clean the cars for him, he's sick of all the Miyagi stories. Ooh. Daniel feeling like, oh, I made a mistake here. You ain't mature enough yet. So while that goes on, things get a little more weird with Miguel. Johnny getting all teacher's pet with him, and now the other students are upset. They all took a shot to the webless via Devin, except Miguel. She's like, must be nice. Later on, he's late for dinner, and Johnny goes into dad mode, like, when you're out there, you use protection. Carmen's all, Johnny, no. Johnny says, don't use protection? Oh, you mean you let the girl decide whether... Carmen, you see him jerking the wheel. Please help him. He is caveman. You know his heart's in the right place. But yeah, Miguel really weirded out now by all of this. Like, everything's changing. Back to Anthony opening up that Okinawan scroll that Daniel got in Japan. Daniel mentions, it's something I hope we'd have to never use. Probably the paralyzer. Yeah. Anthony explains, I was way too young when Miyagi passed, so I didn't know the guy as well as Sam or anybody else in that family. I kind of fell out of that loop. Daniel tells Johnny a story of how as a baby he got a surprise kick on Miyagi, holding him. Daniel, that's cute, but that kid is nowhere in Chosen's league, and you know it. Daniel's like, I just assumed you wanted to learn Miyagi-Do to defend yourself from these bullies, same way Miyagi did for me. Anthony's still untruthful, saying, don't worry about the bully, I'll handle it. Later gets invited to Leah to a fair or something. She's invited Kenny too. Anthony tries to, afterwards, talk things out. It's okay, let me talk this kid, smooth things over. Kenny's having none of that, even calling him Lapusso in front of all his bully kids he hangs with. Poking the bear there, Kenny? Ah. Fight smarter. He's poking the bear, but he's also lured the bullies into bear traps. It gets all action hero style. It takes him out all Batman, like in the shadows, one by one. Like, oh, damn. Pushed too far. Leaves Anthony for a last, about to strike first on him. Teacher shows up to stop this, but still, Silver's lesson learned and message sent. Johnny takes Miguel from school, like, hey, play hooky for today. I gotta talk to you about stuff. Yeah. If I'm being all weird, it's because I'm new at all this. Yeah, I didn't have a male role model in my life to teach me how to be one. Real dad left him in kindergarten. Jesus! Huh? He really is caveman Baby Johnny that, Sid, Chris, just took their bullshit at probably too young an age and screwed things up irreparably with Robbie. But she's like, I'm trying hard not to do that. I don't want to have that happen with you, Miguel. Miguel's all, it's good. I know things are going to change, but there are things I want to stay the same, and that's for you to be my sensei. Aww. Johnny's like, all right, since you asked and you're here, I got these watermelons. You're going to smash them with a tornado kick. Sam shows up like, I'm going to learn this too. Samantha LaRusso's going to Eagle Fang? Samantha LaRusso's going to Eagle Fang! Oh, LaRusso's back in the principal's office all over again. Counselor there has all the info, so everybody getting suspended, including Anthony. Parents now know the truth. It's like, okay, we've got this footage of Kenny being cyberbullied, and your son Anthony is part of that. Just as Kenny fucking planned. Like, he's sitting there, he's like, I got you. Like, he knows his parents are looking back at Anthony. It's like, oh, the bullier's become the bully. You know that's setting Daniel off. Kenny's probably in trouble too, but as established early on in this season, who's there to punish him? Like, yeah, he'll get suspended, but he can probably, word that out and, like, keep that hidden. Like, dad's in the military, mom's, I guess, work all the time. I forget what the story was with her. Maybe mom's gone, brother's in juvie. Like, Kreese, sensing Silver's attempt to possibly usurp him as the loser of that beer contest, he's like, oh. Gives him the beers and talks of an old war buddy who tried to take rank back in the war, ended up walking right into a minefield. Basically to tell Silver, don't make that mistake here in Cobra Kai. You mentioned earlier that I had a weakness. I wonder what you think my weakness is. Silver kind of sheepish a little bit. Doesn't give up the info. You remember the cage, Silver? I wasn't the one shaking in fear. You were. I got you out of that cage. Just like the cage that you made for yourself. Now that you're here, I need you to fall in line. And a rest in peace for Albert Umstead after that. Not a cast member. He worked on the show's camera and electric. A real freak accident at home with a retaining wall, according to the U.S. Sun. Poor guy has to come to his injuries. Season 4, Episode 8, Party Time. Another chess piece on the board of returns. Stingray, not making the best of efforts. Off probation and neighbor making a total laughingstock of him even going back to Cobra Kai. He's like, oh, this... Like, even if that's true, this guy's, like, really, really laying into him. Basically calling him, like, a man, like a spoiled man-child in so many words, living in his, like, sister's house. It's like, at said dojo, Silver's all apologetic. He's like, yeah, okay, Kreese, I remember you saved me. I'll do anything to earn your trust. So Kreese now gonna teach balance. Well, throwing people off theirs, to be precise. Robbie wonders, hey, Tori, you going to prom? Not too keen at first, but... Like, hey, are you going? Robbie says, well, I'm not a student there, so no. Tori says, I am. You'd be fine if you went with. Definitely throw you-know-who off their game. You with Miguel, me with Sam. Terry overhears this. Ah, great idea. You two go in style. As I suspected in Season 2, Kreese wants nothing to do with off-probation, man-child, and Stingray. When he returns, he's like, it's like, well, I'll help you guys out at the school. I feel like I earned here. He tells him to leave. It's like, are you testing me? You're a fucking buffoon. Get out. You will never be Cobra Kai. Leave. Oh. Family La Reunionsos. That's not great. And Carmen and Johnny, as Miguel and Sam, go to the prom. Johnny, after gets a visit from Shannon, is like, ooh, that's awkward with Carmen and everything else. It's like, But yeah, Silver's got Robbie going to prom in style. I came by out of rehab, and he came by, gave me a bunch of money. He said he was going to take care of Robbie and me. I know these rich guys, Johnny. They're no good. And since this is Cobra Kai, this is you need to handle this. I can't get him away from Silver. And Johnny's okay. I'll take care of this. Yasmin flew back in time for the prom itself, real quick to be with Dimitri, trying to help Eli out. It's like, oh, I got nobody now. Robbie and Tori strolling in like Hugh Hefner and Abe's Madonna. My God. Johnny enters the one Cobra Kai dojo. Silver with a camera and phone call. Breaking and entering? Bet you didn't even know before Shannon even told you about Robbie at the prom, huh? Don't worry, I'll take care of him for you. Shannon, too. Surely deserves better. Johnny says, yeah, I'm gonna kick both your ancient asses to the nursing home. Where you at? Silver's like, oh, I'd love to see you try that shit. We'll be waiting at the old Cobra Kai dojo. Anyway, back at the LaRusso's, cousin Louie's sister getting with her second-year grad student knowledge, child psych with Daniel and Amanda. It's like, yeah, you think with you always working, Anthony would be spending more of his time with you and less time on the tech? Does he feel like resentful you spending all this time on Sam, this and that? It's like, it's okay, Amanda gets all furious. It's like, are you acting out? It's just like, I'm gonna write this down as a test. It's like, and Amanda just grabs the paper. It's like, what the fuck are you writing? This is a test. It's like, and you failed. Like, oof. Yeah, upsetting Amanda, but no real retort. Wow. Pain in the ass in-law, but she may not be preaching bullshit. So we're back in the old Cobra Kai dojo. Silver brings Kreese in. He's like, remember this? To think we're going to get this back and all of it in one win. I'm going to even go multiple dojos again. And that's not the only surprise I got for you, Kreese. Stingray shows up at the prom to talk to Bert. He's like, hey, I'm throwing an after party. Did not get the memo that Bert's not Cobra Kai anymore either. Poor Clarence. While they move it to the after party, Johnny gets dropped by Silver. Like you said, I'll throw him off balance. How well does his balance fare after I work his sensei just before the tournament? And Kreese steps in. He's like, we agreed to settle things at the tournament. Why are you changing shit up now? He would step in and, like, leave Johnny alone. But still kind of, like, got laid out by Silver and just, like, walks away. Who I think Silver has finally found Kreese's weakness. Like, still, after all this time, once Johnny back in with Cobra Kai, he ousted Johnny out of Cobra Kai, and even still was all like, I'm gonna get you thinking straight. I'm doing this for Johnny. It's all, get him around to my side of thinking again. To undo his biggest loss back in movie 1. And the beginning of movie 2 as well. Stingray getting his moment in the sun when the neighbor tries to call the after party off and threatens to get the police involved. Stingray drops him. Party on! Daniel explaining the punishment for Anthony for his own good. Like, no one wants to be bullied. And Dan's like, yeah, I get it. You're right. Here's the sound of some screaming noise going on. Like, I forbade tech in this room. It's like, it's not even on. It doesn't even play. Like, wham! Over the knee it goes, snap. Even hitting Anthony with the patented Johnny Lawrence. Quiet! You're gonna do as you're told or you're in for a rough ride because I am done playing games. Point LaRusso. As the craziness with the San Miguel Robbie Torre continues at the after party, they came to make the former two jealous. Sneaking snares all night, bounce thrown, buttons pushed, Sam Eagle Fangs all over Tori in retaliation. Like, again, she didn't want the water, she wanted to throw hands. And all but mentioned her, like, back at the school, I'm coming for you. Stingray's all, pool buddy! Get dunked in the pool. Whole thing with that, of course, is exactly what Robbie Toy planned. Sam and Miguel arguing with each other about who ruined whose night, who was staring at who was, that sort of thing. Like, he said, sort of thing. They go their separate ways. Leaving Miguel to find Johnny battered and hammered. It's like, oh my god, I gotta get him back home. Gotta get him back to his house. Johnny's all, I'm trying to be a dad to you, but I suck, and I want to protect you and be there for you. Miguel's like, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. It's okay. I love you. Real teary-eyed Johnny, like, rolls over to sleep. I love you too, Robbie. No! Once again, the patented Johnny, beautiful words, jerk the wheel. Only this time, he's jerked the wheel into oncoming traffic, and Miguel's the one devastated. You can only do that for so long before it hurt somebody else. Well, his house may not be in order, but LaRusso says Daniel cracked the whip. He's seen Anthony taking out the trash without being told. Though this he will be to admit to Amanda that it wasn't the... As she quoted, like, I'm not sure what Miyagi-Do magic you used, but it worked. Nah. That was all Eagle Fang, baby. That dojo that you, Daniel, dismissed as being around for what, like, was it 4 days, 2 weeks, or something like that?
You did it his way, my Daniel LaRusso of Karate Wars.
Stingray comes to a hurt and drunk Silver wanting a second chance to be in Cobra Kai and gets his ass whooped as a result. He was just looking for approval. He thought he got it with the kids at the after party, and now he's like in front of Silver and Grace told you to F off. And he's like, dude, I proved, like, they like me. They want me in here. It's like, oh, you want to be Cobra Kai? Well, bam! I think he may have murdered a man. Season 4, Episode 9, The Fall. The 51st All Valley Karate Championships are here. Heroes welcome for two-time winners Miyagi-Do and Daniel LaRusso. Defending champs from the 50th All Valley, Cobra Kai, still a badass name for a dojo. And the debuting Eagle Fang. It's karate time. If they ever make a Cobra Kai versus fighter, that's who needs to be doing the round one. That's the announcer for that. I don't know. Man, I really did try again at that first game. I'm just like, oh man, I don't want to be doing this. And I heard the second one's even worse. I know the Game Awards just wrapped up. Is there a Razzies for video game awards? I want to see that shit when they... The Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Action 52. Dude, Shaquille O'Neal will be on there. He'd be hosting that shit. He'd be killing it, man. Come on. Anyway, back to the review. Skills competition is first. Just this compilation of weapons, board-breaking katas, as I mentioned. Some flubs from Eli missing a board. Eagle Fang with 2, including old Penis Breath, having a whole bow staff just get away from him and just almost take out one of the judges behind him. It's like, oh shit. Cobra Kai shows up and shows out, taking the early lead. Next we got the men and women qualifying rounds. One of the judges for the council actually got Carrie Underwood to appear. Like her relation or husband so-and-so. He's knows a guy, knows a dentist. Like, I filled one of his molars or something. So, impromptu kick-ass montage. Her covering the moment of truth by Survivor from the first movie. We now have the cover version of a montage. I don't remember it being in the movie. Maybe it played during the credits? But yeah, Survivor. It's no Eye of the Tiger, or even You're the Best Around for their movie. But what song is, to be fair? Truth is truth. We're seeing Cobras adopt that Miyagi-Do and move to secure spots in the quarterfinals. Tori takes out Devin in the women's. Frustrated, but she's all, I've only been at this 6 weeks. Full year of training? I'ma dominate next year. Good on you, girl. So yeah, now all in on Miguel Diaz if Eagle Fang even wants a chance of winning. Daniel confronts Robbie on the usage of Miyagi-Do for Cobra Kai. Robbie's all, whatever. You all think your way's best. You, Dad, Cobra Kai. I use what I need to do what it takes to win. Daniel tells him, never put passion before principle, because even if you win, you lose. And look at the miniature making the semis. Boy, it's killing it. Kyler and Eli up next. Moon gives Eli confidence with a little smooching. 3-zip. Eli took his Worf effect and laid it right in Kyler's face and said, here's your second layer. You hold that. 3-zip, my God. Next match, Sam versus Piper. A lot of which says, after getting the first point, Robbie said Miyagi-Do was all about defense. Without that, you're nothing. So Sam, all right, I'm gonna Eagle Fang the throttle out of you and win that 1-3. Daniel's all, what was that? You didn't win the right way. Oh, really? We're doing this still? Sam's like, I won. That's what mattered. Don't I get a choice in that? Your enemy is Cobra Kai, remember, Daniel? Robbie versus Kenny. Both of Cobra Kai, so that's how much, I guess, they thinned the herd for that one. That's for the final quarterfinal match. Kenny gets .1. Chris pulls Robbie in. It's like, you fighting your friend or an opponent? Another 3-1 turnaround. Robbie, clearly the more experienced and not even holding back. Just spinning kick to the face, just levels Kenny, leaving Kenny a bit of a bloody nose and runs off the mat. It's like, oh no, what have I done? My protege. Ooh, this ought to be good. Eli versus Miguel. Daniel talking to Miguel. You used the circle technique in your last fight. I'm impressed. Johnny's all, oh wow, really? Soften him up some more? They get all, stay away from Miguel, Sam, respectively. Johnny tells Miguel, Eli went Miyagi-Do, take him out. But he's my friend, though. Whose side are you on? Anyway, come on. Miguel says, I can ask you the same thing. So yeah, they get at it for a while, no points. Miguel going in for the tornado kick and... Ooh. His back gives out. Oh, man. You see what happens? Johnny, you've jerked the wheel so many times, the plot decided to do it to us. Yeah, it was this whole, montage of him, the training and the getting back to walking again and stuff like that. And he goes for the tornado kick and I've landed wrong, but I've never, spun wrong to hurt a back like that. Oh, my God. It's... Sensei! Doesn't even play the original outro. Oh, my God. really, really somber play out into like the season 4, episode 10, The Rise. Stingray comes to a hospital bed. Thankfully, nothing too serious with him, or for Miguel for that matter. It's like, pulled muscle. You got about 30 minutes to see if you're in and out of this competition. Meanwhile, Robbie advances over at Dimitri. Anthony shows up to apologize and really reaped what he sowed in Kenny. Robbie arrives like, LaRusso's your bully? Yeah, not no more. We going to high school, and since open season, I'm going to safari, motherfucker. Safari. Okay, I can't do elephant noises. Friends come in all sizes. But yeah, Robbie cautioned Kenny like, this isn't what I trained you for. This isn't my training. And Kenny's all, no mercy. I'm like, you're right. You're like, yeah, he answered your question. This isn't your training, Robbie. This is, it's a Kreese and Silver's influence. So while Johnny's waiting for like, oh, Miguel, you gotta pull through, come on, you gotta get out there, just like in and out, kind of. So we get a Kreese and Johnny convo, and this kind of really changes things for Kreese a little bit. She tells him like, dude, I did not know Silver was gonna do that when he jumped you. I tried to motivate you back at the tournament to keep that downward spiral from happening, but it did. And no matter what anyone tells you, wins and losses do matter. I'm not going to let what happened to you happen to Robbie. I'm going to bring Cobra Kai back to fruition. Johnny tells him, tonight, Cobra Kai is going to die. Oh, and just should have literally just started playing like a fucking maybe play like some badass solo from like 80s, and then he walks in and it's like, hey Miguel, you up? And she's like, I don't think I can do this inning. Well, sure you can. This is your chance to prove to Cobra Kai and LaRusso. Miguel feeling a little sore about that latter one. Dude, this is our chance. We don't win this, I'm not your sensei anymore. You don't want that, do you? No. So yeah, time ticking down. Eli advances to face Robbie in the finals as Miguel is gone from the back room. Completely. Carmen's all, he probably doesn't want to face you, Johnny. He feels like he let you down. Johnny's like, no, I let him down. Miguel is okay, just talking with Sam. Just, hey, I'm not going to fight. Just felt like it wasn't my fight anymore. So yeah, Miyagi-Do behind the 8-ball. Because the Cobras only need one win for the championship. So they got to win both the men's and women's here. Finals, Robbie versus Eli. Robbie taking first point with the Miyagi-Do. Eli talks to Daniel. He knows more about Miyagi-Do than me, Sensei. He trained longer. Daniel looking at Sam, realizing her words from earlier. You trained at Cobra Kai longer. Put him on defense. And for the first time since 85, they go to a time limit with one apiece. Sudden Death OT. They're ripping. It's like, they're getting real blood sport. They're ripping their shirts off, showing the back tat. That's Sudden Death OT. Go to your senseis. Eli and Robbie even showing respect to each other. He's like, damn, it's a worthy opponent. I'm like, okay. Silver's are, the hell is that about? You should have this won by now. Robbie tells me, you want to go fight him? Kreese gets in the way before that escalates. And, you're angry. Good. Use that. Daniel tells Eli, give him everything you got. Robbie's still conflicted after seeing what Ken has become under Cobra Kai. He sees him like, yeah, whoop his ass. And she's like, oh, my baby. The little boy I never had. Or something. I think that's what he feels or something. He's like, oh my God, what am I... Maybe I thought I could control the poison. The poison's in him now. And just like, oh my God, what am I... But yeah, it gives, just that second, Eli takedown and wins it. So it's all down to Sam Torrey to decide the fight for the Valley. Robbie leaves telling Torrey, good luck out there. I gotta go clear my head. Then Amanda shows up like, oh, I hear you've been keeping with the doctor visits. I got help from Mom. Torrey says, oh, well, thank you for that. Amanda says, pay that forward by not hurting my daughter. Have your fight. Keep it clean. I'll be out there rooting for my daughter. More importantly, I'm going to be rooting for this bullshit between you two to end it. End it here. Clearly not wanting another Daniel Johnny and Sam Torrey. She's seeing what it's done, so she's like, I'm not going to have this again. Speaking of Daniel, Johnny finally coming to him for help, I was so set on Miyagi's teachings, I forgot everyone needs to grow in their own way like a bonsai tree. It's what Miyagi told me. I'm seeing Sam kind of, I got scared of the influence you were having on her. I see some of what you teach isn't bad, and I'm sorry I didn't see that sooner. Johnny even apologizes too. Wow, I saw you bond with Miguel and I freaked out. So, yeah, they team up for Sam. Use everything you've learned from me and Lawrence. Do this your own way. Accidental elbow at the 2-2 mark between Sam and Tori. Go to your senseis. Terry telling her, okay, now go for the other eye. She can't see, she can't fight. Ref will not end the finals on a technicality. Just do it. Tori's all, that was an accident. I don't need to shoot to win. She even tells her, Sam is an accident. Sam's not. I don't know if she's buying her, just frustrated. Chris face turn. Let her do what she wants. You've come this far. It's your fight now. Total 180 from the sweep the leg, Johnny. You have a problem with that, no mercy. Which, of course, was the start of the falling out with him. This is huge. Huge moment for trusting the closest thing he's got to a family that he probably has left. That's right. We got the, you do this your way, my granddaughter I could never have because I have been irreparably damaged by the Vietnam War. If only with Johnny I could understand his frustration and just walked away. Full fucking circle. And honestly, if Cobra Kai lost, I'd be like, then what are you called? Sam's devastated, blaming herself, learning perhaps one of the harshest lessons in life of sometimes you can do everything right and still things don't go your way. Silver grabs the mic as the Cobras are celebrating. We're going to open Cobra Kai's all over the valley. Celebrating after the fact, after the match, after they celebrate, Tori's like, I gotta go back and get my bag. She discovers, collusion. Silver bribed the ref. We saw this a couple times earlier in that fight. She got kicked out of bounds. Ref called the out of bounds, not the kick itself that landed first, forcing the out of bounds. So that should have gone to Sam. She would have won. And now Tori's whole victory, that whole time for this one fight that she's going to end, tainted, and she knows it. Not to say that Sam and Anthony haven't added, like I said, new flavors to the LaRussos, the real bully truther chips. You decide who's Cool Ranch, you decide who's spicy. Their up-and-coming wasn't, well deserved to an extent. Poor Kenny is the new Hawk, drunk on revenge and the teachings that possibly even worse now because this is Silver, not Cruz. And Tori, who let her defenses down, now looks at all her hard work to settle the rivalry the right way and now has the knowledge of meddling. Johnny goes back to the old strip mall dojo tailed by Robbie. Feels like, I let Kenny down. It's like looking in a mirror. I couldn't control the poison. My anger. Johnny's all, you had a good thing with LaRusso. You blame me for that. And Robbie's like, I'm done blaming you. Oh, the wall's finally around Robbie. Tumble down. And they're both of them like, reunited. We're some good team at us. Kreese and Silver celebrate with Champagne. Yo, what's with the holding back with Tori back there, John? Moment of sympathy, I assure you. Silver tells him, remember when I said everyone had a weakness? Well, now I'm going to tell you. Yours is Johnny Lawrence. This was never about winning All Valley. You wanted Johnny back. He's your weakness. And I let you bring me back into this because you're my weakness. Kreese tells him, I'm your strength. I've always been there in Vietnam. Oh, yes. Always the guilt trip, how long I gotta repay this debt of yours. Cops show up, probably to arrest Silver. Flashback, you wanna be Cobra Kai? Boom. You wanna be Cobra Kai? You do this for me. Cops are coming for Cruz. That's right. More meddling, more collusion, more silver lining bullshit. Got Stingray to tell the cops who his assailant was. He mentions John Kreese. So yeah, he's off to jail, and Silver's like, hey, I'm gonna get some friends together. Don't worry, I'll take care of the valley. Shedding his weakness. Usurpation complete. Just as things are going finally, like Johnny and Robbie, it's like, hey, maybe we can come back with Miguel and Carmen and kind of start things over. Miguel's gone. Left a note. Off to Ecuador to find out to meet his biological dad. Carmen mentions that dad never even knew. So she left while pregnant and never told her. Meanwhile, Daniel at Miyagi's grave. I can't let this stand. Need to go on offense to stop Cobra Kai. Will you help me? Chosen one! He came. Couple themes for Season 4. One of change. Dojo's philosophies, alignments, attitudes. Some characters are arguably stuck in the past conceptions, and it takes a bit to break free. Some even going full circle with it. This is back for Season 3. Allie mentioned, visit the past, live in the now. She put that best. That being said, the past sometimes comes to where you live now, and then it's conquer or be conquered. There's also a theme of karma. Anthony, Tori, Sam, Robbie, Hawk, Daniel, Johnny, even Chris, the one who benefited from the Season 2 shitstorm he created, is not immune. We saw the usurper become the usurped. Alright, gonna give best character to Eli for shedding his a-hole relapse and getting to be champion for the right reasons. Getting with Robbie Keane as like a equal, wow. That feels like he can stand up there with Miguel now. Looks better with the close shave look. He reaped what he sowed, and he's better for it. Straight up, Dimitri and Moon can get in on us too for getting the binary bros, aiding in this effort to get Hawk back on the, Eli or whatever he wants. Even Yasmin got the face turn and meant good. Worst character's got to go to Anthony, who also had his reap what he sowed moment. Kenny finishing what he started. I'd wonder how Leah would feel about it come Season 5, but I've already seen it, and I remember her not being there. Daniel and Johnny can fall under this, too, for just... really? Not really? You're still not working together and just not dealing with Cobra Kai together. They might have been successful. Still a lot of baggage they gotta go through. Even after the whole last season, and Allie tried to tell you guys, come on. Never thought I would lump Daniel and Johnny into the... I think I did Daniel before in Season 1, because he was really, really detestable in that. But now Johnny? Ooh, man. Power On is just anything with Kreese and Silver. These aren't like the two... these aren't presented as like two like-minded buddies, like Putty Time. That sort of thing. They really stole the show this season, in my opinion. It culminated with that double cross to take full control of Cobra Kai. And again, Kreese coming full circle in more ways than one. Johnny invited Kreese in and paid for it. Now it's coming back around for Kreese. But yeah, that whole thing with Tori, I'm like, even that was like really, again, not saying he had it coming, but you're really starting to get a sense of like, well, damn, he really does care for Tori. He's trying to power off. Man, did you hype up Eagle Fang to just be bridesmaids in comparison to Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do for this tournament. Sam taking from that what she needed to almost boot Tori is as big as that school got. I guess there's third place got to go to somebody. Not a stick in my craw kind of power off, just more of a, come on. Like LaRusso couldn't take third place. Just if you were rooting for Eagle Fang, you're like, oh man, really? Anyway, that's Season 4. Who is Miguel's daddy and what does he do? Is Robbie Eagle Fang now? At least in name only. They gotta find Miguel. How deep will Kenny's run in Cobra Kai go? How long's Tori gonna keep that secret she knows of Silver? Will she lord it over him to get to Kreese? What else will come of a possibly face turn for Kreese? Maybe even one for Stingray. Maybe he comes full circle. What changes will the all-silver lead Cobra Kai bring? What changes will Chosen bring now that he's in with the Russos? Answer to all these questions in my review of Season 5. Until then, take care, and I yield the rest of my time. Take that, Hemingway. Bore me to death with your old man in the science school. I haven't forgotten.